Hi everyone, welcome to our really simple Gimp tutorial for the PSA project. I'm using Screencast-O-Matic to make this recording. So let's get started. I'm going to first choose my Finder and go to Applications. And within Applications, I should be able to find an application that looks like this, and it says Gimp under it. It might also be in your toolbar at the bottom, your apps toolbar at the bottom of your computer. So we're going to go ahead and launch the Gimp, and I launched from my apps toolbar. And when the Gimp starts, it's going to look like this. The Gimp, when it first opens up, is just going to be a set of tools. In order to actually get a working canvas, you have to create one. Before we do that, let's just talk about a couple of the tools that we're probably going to use in these tutorials. We'll talk a little bit about the rectangle select tool. We'll likely use the move tool. We'll use the text tool. And we may end up using the paintbrush. Now, we're probably also, GIMP has tools. They generally are on the left, as you see here. There are also pull-down menus, normal set of pull-down menus that we normally see. We'll play a little bit with this filters menu in just a few minutes. So a little bit about tools. When you double click on a tool, let's just say the text tool, that's going to launch the dialog box, the tool dialog box for the text tool. And we're going to use this in just a little while. Same thing with the move tool. If we select that, it'll launch the dialog box for the move tool. Generally when we move, we want to move the active layer. So we're going to go ahead and set that up. Now, to get us started in actually creating a document, that's our first big challenge. We are going to go to the File menu, and we're going to go to New. And when the File menu opens up with the Create a New Image dialog box, it's going to be set in pixels. You're probably going to want to change the pixel setting to inches. And double check your rubric. I'm going to make this a portrait image with a width of 8.5 and a height of 11. So we'll do a standard sheet of paper, and we'll go ahead and say OK. And the GIMP is going to resize the canvas to fit the screen. If you want to zoom in, zoom out, there's a little zoom in, zoom tool with a couple of toggle settings here. So if I zoom in, I can zoom and see up close. If I zoom out, I'll go far away. We also have at the bottom of the screen the GIMP dialog box set of settings to adjust the screen by percentage as well. So that gets us started with creating a document. Let's actually start making a very, very simple poster. To do that, I want to put in some text, so I'm going to select my text tool. And over here in the text dialog, I can choose my font and just experiment, explore in here with the fonts. I'm going to choose the Xylem font and type the word thirsty. Now that I have the word actually in the document, I can come over here and increase the size, and I want to make the size cover the whole page. I'm going to try 72, and that's getting close. I could probably go even higher. Let's go to 96. That's pretty good. Now, I've got this big word thirsty at the top of my screen, but it's not centered. So how do I go about centering it? I want to switch over in the mode to show you the layers dialog box now. So tools dialog box is over here. Layers dialog box is right there. And notice we have two layers right now. We have a text layer and a background layer. I want to just move that text layer over just a little bit. So I'm going to choose my move tool, and I'm going to make sure that the active layer is selected in the move tool. And then I can simply come in and drag my text to the spot where I want it. Okay, um, so that's text resizing and picking a font. Now, if I want to change the color of the text, I'm going to double click on my text tool, come over to the toolbox, and I can adjust the color of my text right here. And let's say I want a blue color. I'll go ahead and say OK and click off, and now I have a nice blue color for my text. If we want to get even a little bit trickier, we can play around with some filters on text. And particularly, we're going to play with this alpha to logo setting. Before we can get to that, though, we need to come and do a little bit of work in our layers. Right now, we have a text layer, thirsty, that is a rectangle right here, and we need to make that layer be the whole page, and I'm going to show you real quickly how to do that. So I'm going to create a new layer. So right here at the bottom of this layers dialog box is create a new layer. I'm going to go ahead and create a new layer, and I'm going to call this my thirsty layer, and I'm going to set it to transparency and say OK. Now, basically what I want to do is I want to combine thirsty question mark and thirsty, these two layers. I'm going to move the text layer up, and now I'm going to right click and I'm going to merge down. And notice what happened is it took that text layer and combined it with the transparent layer. Now that I have that set up, I can do some work with filters and kind of play around with some interesting effects on my text. So I can come up to filters and go down to alpha to logo and just play around with these, see which ones work for your design, for your poster. You may just want a very simple no filtered text. That works just fine depending on your design of your poster. But I just wanted to show a couple of these. So if I did glossy, it's going to make a glossy text. It's going to use these settings right here. I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to keep the default settings. I'm going to say OK. And it's doing a little filter magic. And basically turn my blue text into a sort of dry but interesting looking text. So, and it added a few layers all on its own, and that's just fine. Now we want to do one more thing, and then we're going to start a new tutorial. We want to go and save our work. So far we have some text for a poster. We have our canvas set to the right side. Size, we've used the text tool. We know how to use that. We've created a layer with the Create New Layer tab. And we've done a little filter effect with the alpha to logo filters. So now I want to save this document. So I want to go to File, and I'm going to save. And I'm going to give it a name that makes sense. I'm going to call this PSA poster. And .xcf is the file extension for Gimp. So we're going to just leave that for now as the file extension. When we do our next tutorial, I'll talk to you about how to export this and make it a file extension that people can see and print. So we're going to go down to Save, and I'm going to be saving just in my documents right here. So say Save. And now I have my thirsty PSA poster project started, and we'll do another tutorial in just a few minutes.